Well, if you take a shotgun approach, which that would be assuming that in that 8 weeks you're going to cover all the manifestations. PTSD, it's something I run into all the time, is I shouldn't have PTSD. I didn't see enough. There was guys that saw a lot more than I did. But PTSD is a sliding scale. I mean, if you are a gentle person, a very gentle person all the way through, it doesn't take as much trauma for you to be horrified and you know, subsequently stained. And it's interesting also that people that come from well-balanced families, you know, families that are strong and encouraging and nurturing and open with each other and emotionally and intellectually, they adapt to the world a little bit better. They adapt to the trauma more better than someone who was abused, say, as a child, or who was violent as a child, who now finds a chance to pay back and gets to live with that. But see, in an 8-week course, they could shotgun it, but the individuality is what's needed. That's why it's so critical. And what I use for a calling card is if your veteran answers the question, what's wrong, with the word nothing more than twice, they need to see a counselor. Because they're obviously stirring up inquiry and not finding the words to communicate about it. And so it's just, come in and check it out. Come in and talk with us. That's the worst that can happen. And we're isolated out here. We're off in a corner so that nobody could inadvertently go by and see someone coming in and then say to them, hey, I see you're seeing a shrink. And now we're in a corner. They have to deliberately find us. And that's partly to protect their confidentiality and partly to assuage their doubts about people saying them come in. It's maybe a valid concern, but I don't think it's as much a concern as is made of them getting stereotyped as a head case by coming in for treatment. I think that, of course, that's going to happen a little bit, but there is a tremendous fear that it's going to ruin the rest of their military career. It's going to ruin their rapport not only with their command but with their fellow soldiers. There's a lot of reasons, and a lot of them are, it'll go away. You know, give me a little while to settle down and it will go away. But it won't. It won't. Combat trauma, PTSD, does not go away. What they'll do is avoid things like, I can't go to Lagoon, or I can't go to Disneyland. The crowds and the chaos, I can't take it. So, you know, maybe in a couple of years, then they never ever go to Lagoon or Disneyland. I don't want to find out that I'm as bad a parent as I think I've been, so I don't want to go to parent-teacher conferences and find out my kid's a screw-up. Because he's a screw-up because I'm not giving him the right amount of attention. So, you know, wait till I get better with my kids and then I'll go to parent-teacher conference, and they don't go. I don't want to go to my children's Christmas program because I don't like crowds, and when they turn off the lights it makes me nuts because I can't see what people are doing. So I don't want to go to the Christmas program this year, and they don't ever go to the Christmas program. So these avoidant behaviors lock it in stone. They carve the disorder in stone so that you have complete areas of your life that are never opened. And through treatment, we can send them into what they call in vivo experience, which is take on the barrier. Don't crush through it, but instead of stopping at the first blush of discomfort, go to the next level. Go to the next level, and then come back and let's talk about it. And then go back out again, and okay, now you go a little bit farther. But if you don't take it on, Julie, it just hardens. It's like cement. It just hardens, and they lose whole areas of their life. And that's my mission. That's my mission, is to open lives again, is to bring, if you will, the wounded back into the lines, back home, so they can enjoy their lives and raise children and enjoy fatherhood like I have. I have a great family and I have a great wife. And because of that, I don't feel like it's cost me an awful lot. I feel like I've experienced PTSD, but I've been functional. And my marriage held together. It's truly, I'm blessed.
You're giving them even a jump on, instead of waiting, as you said several times, instead of waiting 40 years for this, you know, these joys of life, do it now. And you're here to help them sooner.
We have a horrendous divorce rate. We have a horrendous primary relationship failure rate among returning veterans. Trust is off the scale. I don't trust America. Now see, the rules of war are clear. The consequences of war are extreme, but the rules are clear. You do your job, you do what you're told, you take care of each other, or else somebody gets dead. Period. The rules of civilization and the rules of society are not clear. Nobody has my back out there. In fact, most people are competing with me, is the attitude they find themselves with. They talk about me behind my back. They won't take care of me. They certainly won't get in trouble for me. They want to be better than me. They want to put me down. I don't know how to be open to someone. I don't know how to trust anybody. I've numbed myself for 12 months against horrendous visuals and horrendous actions so that I don't know how to be open anymore. I don't know how to be vulnerable. And society hasn't got time for me. It's unsafe here. I can live in war. I can't live here. And so now we're looking at estrangement. We're looking at isolation. We're looking at the new capital threat to marriage and divorce is video gaming, internet video gaming. I'll go into the pseudo-war game because it almost scratches that itch that I have for the adrenaline rush, and I know what I'm doing in war. I don't know what I'm doing out there in the social world. It's pretty steep mountains to climb. It's pretty daunting. It's much easier to retreat than it is to push forward. I think probably the big advantage I've got is I know how it felt to think that getting drunk would keep me okay until I got better. Because see, they believe this will go away. And if I can just escape it now, so I'm going to drink a little bit, or I'm going to smoke a little marijuana, or I'm going to take, a little bit of ecstasy, just to keep myself going. And a lot of them are injured. I mean, America got a good long look at IEDs at the Boston Marathon. Those things were going off all the time in the sandbox. They're going off all the time. Those grievous and horrendous wounds. So there's a lot of people coming back with wounds that need pain medication and pain maintenance. And so they get addicted to the painkillers. And when they're on the painkillers, they feel more comfortable. But they also withdraw into this cocoon of comfort. Again, they're isolating. Again, they're pulling back from their loved ones. They're not available. And so the spiral goes on. But see, if we can get to the families, if we can, the ideal is the 8-week camp takes place with the families while they're deployed. So that when they walk back and walk in, they come into an environment of support and an environment of nurturing.